I'm Whitney Fraiz. I am an internal medicine physician. I've been in practice out of residency for almost 7 years now. I work in Indianapolis, Indiana, but I started coming on trips with H&H in 2022. I first came with my husband, Brian, who's a dentist, and we have built a connection over time. We have residents and students who come with us from Indianapolis, and it's been a really, really cool experience for all of us to be able to connect with the Honduran physicians here and to get to know these communities of patients and humans, and just try to understand what their health needs are and help in any way that we can. I have noticed a huge difference in the way that they'll talk to us about it. This year in particular, there were patients that came to the health clinics that we set up, and they said, "I have severe depression," and they just said it. And I was like, oh, well, this is not something that they've just come to clinic saying. There's already been progress made by H&H and the Honduran medical team here, that they're educating patients about this. They're destigmatizing taking medications, getting counseling, bringing it up with their doctors. And so that's been huge, I think, a huge progress that they've made. And it's gotten to the point now that we've identified a lot of people in each community who have various mental health needs. And I think the next step is figuring out, well, now how do we help them? And sure, we have medications. We've been able to have some medications on our formulary where we can treat it chemically, and that's great. But studies show that, that added counseling can augment that medical therapy. Studies show that really the counseling could be just as good as medication, if not better, for some patients. A psychologist would be amazing for these communities. I actually already know this because I've seen psychologists in action in the communities during the mental health brigade when we brought psychologists to the communities, and it was so eye-opening, I think, for so many patients who got to meet with these psychologists on the brigade and discuss things that nobody has ever discussed with them before. They were kind of, I think at first, like, why are you guys asking me about these things? They didn't realize it's something you should talk about, your mental health. And I think they realized that just talking about it even is hugely therapeutic. But additionally, a psychologist, if they could come to the communities even once a month, twice a month, to see a few patients, I think just that steady interviewing and teaching about coping skills and that cognitive behavioral therapy process could be huge for families, not even just individuals, but whole families will change if one of those, the mom or the dad in the family, or the children, whoever it is in the family that's really struggling with that mental health issue, if you help them address that and gave them a space to heal that and to learn how to cope with, say, trauma, that whole family could come out of a really dark place. And so if a psychologist could come with their skills and their training in that area, I think you'd see massive improvements. It's the same thing in the United States, honestly. We have a shortage of mental health providers in the United States as well. And I have patients there who will really be struggling with things, and we see that correlation. And once they're able to get the help they need, they're able to take steps in the right direction in all aspects of health, in their economic situation. All of it changes. So I do think it's a key component we're potentially missing in these communities, is having that psychological expert coming in alongside the other aspects of what H&H is doing, and building up that part of these people. So I think it'd be huge. I think it would make a massive impact.